Tommy Moto Altis Sigma MX, headed out for my first quote unquote range test, just on a local run I'm real familiar with here from the house, and seeing how she does, just checking range. I've got 100% torque, 100% battery, medium throttle, and my plan is pretty much to just stay in sport mode for most of this trip. Shouldn't touch race much because I just don't need it for the riding I'm doing around here. Let's get into it. Eco, normal.
Be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. I ain't said we should stay. I ain't ready to be played. Spend money what I waste. Times money pays. You ain't ready for the A.
She comes up in normal mode. Takes it easy. Say hey to the grazing goats. Alright, normal's about 35. Alright, I've got a lot of cart path, bicycle trail, bike path. So I got a lot of mixed use path. I've got the plastics off to go with more of a low-key vibe while I'm on the bike path. All right, I'm in sport, so yeah. Sport pops right up. I played around a little bit with the suspension. I have not dialed it in. I put like 125 on the front fork, 125 PSI with the shock pump. I think I'll go up to 150 now. And I move all the rebound and all that to ground, but I haven't been anywhere to dial that in. I find going to a track where I can do a lap, dial it in, do a lap. It is a nice day though, 75 degrees, warmest day all month. I guess my battery's good to go. All right, I am not dialed in on a wheelie. I already know, I'm conservative, the bike's heavy. I don't know the balance point. I am just coming up, and I'm not coming up fast. So when I am coming up, I'm getting more speed. Anytime I'm holding a wheelie, I'm above 30 miles an hour almost immediately. I do not have my 15, 20 mile an hour, 25 mile an hour wheelie dialed. I'm going up to 30 and above almost immediately. I'll learn the throttle. The brakes feel good. I'll learn the bike.
Mine's heavy, give me space. Pines ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what I waste. Times money pays. You ain't ready for the eighth.
All right, just hopping real fast. I had tightened my chain, and seems good. Little noise coming from this I can hear because the motor, everything's so quiet. But I've seen adjustments to this that can be made, or possibly just getting rid of it. All right, I touched balance point. I touched it. It's good. Felt big. Really, right now, knobby tires, new bike, all that isn't confidence inspiring, but you get more and more used to it. My goal will be to have a Supermoto setup as soon as possible on this as my urban ripper, and keeping the OEM 1916 setup for off-road and track. And that's gonna be my dream setup. All right, now, when I take my hands off the handlebar, I do feel like it will go left, it will go right. It won't just track straight for me. The bike does not feel nose heavy. It does not, it feels balanced forward and back. So, and then when I've been up on the wheelie, it feels good. The ergonomics of the bike is great. It is going towards a YZ 125. Somebody was saying 250 to me the other day on our group ride. It does feel more like a traditional dirt bike frame as far as how it's balanced. Everything I have to go off of is me comparing this bike to 7,500 miles on my Sur-On Lightbeat. So that's just my experience. That's the bike I had before, so everything in my mind is compared to that. I had a YZ for many, many years, and this is already the cockpit, the rider position, obviously the seat. It brings me back to those days. Hey there.
Oh, hard workout.
Yeah, right? All right, so in comparison to the dirt bike years, I am going through chatter on these little trails. I'm hitting potholes. I am the Altis is way more capable. The suspension is way better than the Lightbeat. Out of the box, that's what we were promised. That's what we get. Certainly, I need to dial this all in, but I'm just noticing that there is not a win. I haven't even thought about any of the bumps I've hit. Anywhere where I'd go fast, there might be chatter, and I might wince or hold back on the Lightbeat or know that I'm maxing out the suspension. I have not felt that yet here on the Altis. So I'm going off of Strava here. 5.6 miles so far, 89% battery. I'm still a little timid to give it a whole fistful of throttle. My first night riding, I had the throttle on full, or I'd say 100%. I've always liked the sporty throttle. Yesterday, I toned it down to medium, and I do feel like it's giving me a little more confidence to grab more of it, because there's plenty of torque there without launching me over or anything like that. So I'm riding without any regen. I prefer it that way. I put this on Regen 1, and it was pretty aggressive. It was go, burn, go, burn. So it would be great in a trail if you're using the throttle to control your speed and braking and everything of that nature. I'm sure that aggressive regen will work off-road well. Riding around for me, no bueno. Got a longer road stretch here, so I'll open it up. That's 47 in sport, and we're coming up on race. Then up in race, I saw 60 miles an hour, but 60, it's good. That's fine for me. I did not get this to be a top-end speed racer. I have not weighed her. I'm going with 99.99 pounds, 199.99 pounds, just because I hate to say 200, but whatever, is what it is. When you ride it, you don't notice that. And here's where I'm just going to take it easy as these guys go by. Hey there. Hey there. And really, yeah, with this naked bike now without the plastics, I haven't had a single sideways glance on the bike path here. I also find with this Moto seat, unlike the Sur-On, you know, I don't have the battery here, so I am sitting probably way more forward, a more aggressive, probably riding stance. How's it going? All right, a little off-road, pretty groomed, should be some roots and stuff, but I mean, I just feel planted. And I feel calm. I'm like relaxed in a way that I wasn't on my Sur-On. If I was going faster, I mean, even 20 miles an hour on this. So far, so good today. Where are we at? 12 miles, and I'm at 74%. Nice day on the Altis. Back to work, range tests don't just do themselves. ChatGPT, range test my Sigma Altis and tell me how far I can ride. My initial impression is even these stock tires here are probably the best stock tire that I have ridden on an e-moto off-road, an off-road dedicated tire. Any luck? Not yet. Yeah? So that was coming up at 30. That's all I need. A lot of wind. It's real windy right here. I mean, the weight of the bike should only help with that. Bikers are going down this path this way. Oh, one thing this has I really like, especially with the weight. Hold the button, turn the throttle, and we're in reverse. And then back forward. 17 miles, 17.25 miles, 60%. Blah, 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 math, that's gonna be about 40 miles. So far, looking good, riding great. I'm really enjoying it. Really happy, really excited to get into some more off-road and on some track with this. But we'll continue our little range experiment here. Now I am not looking to do a 40-mile-an-hour wheelie, but apparently it's there. Oh, the front brakes? They're spot on. So if you have an Altis, if you're looking at getting an Altis, tell me, what's your plan? How do you want to run it? Put it down below. Envision your dream setup, your dream scenario, and let's make it happen. For me, 16 wide Supermoto with the stock OEM 1916 setup with dirt, even keeping these tires till I wear them out and being able to swap. Perfect world. Chain stays the same. I just swap the tire, go from there. Yeah, so that's my dream setup, and I am just 2 Supermoto wheels away from that. This, as you can see, this path, this paved cart, it's perfect. Supermoto world. It's like my own little go-kart track. Catch dinner yet? No. When I brainstorm as a plan. Link Andy on the underground. I don't even have to ask. It's like I'm with my brother now. I ain't talking about Dan. Catch up. 50% battery and 22 miles there. All right, 22 miles, 50%. But this is gonna be, I know right now, 100% torque with what? Sport mode. That's where I'm gonna play. That's where I'm gonna live. Race mode's there for when we need it. But I mean, fuck that shit. That's all I need right there. If anything, my sprocket's gonna get a little bigger. I'm gonna get a little more torque. I'm gonna get a little more range. And I'm gonna go 59 miles an hour instead of 60. All right, we're in race mode. Maybe, nope, normal. Eco normal. All right, there's race. Let's go. All right, made it back. And let's see what we did here. Afternoon e-bike ride, 31 miles over an hour and a half. Let's call it 32 miles. And it was an hour and a half. And I have 24% battery, mainly sport. There were really three race pools up to 60, holding it for a minute. But, you know, quarter mile, half mile rips there that is going to deplete it. I feel like I'm going to get the range that I'm used to having on the bike, so any of that worry on my end is alleviated. Average speed 21.4, max speed on Strava is saying 58. Overall, good ride. I'm happy with that range. I will say that I did notice that the power was limited. The torque had dropped by the time I got right almost back to the house. I went to pull a wheelie at 20 miles an hour and I did not come up. So if that's just a, hey, if you're in the 20s, the battery's not pulling, doubt that's the case. I feel like that super intelligent battery management Altis voodoo going on is probably into play there, and those settings should be adjustable by the time a little wire comes around and all that kind of stuff. So overall, Tommy Moto Altis Sigma range test, there you go.